Okay, so Lucas at a local bank would like to see if he's approved. Calculate the GDSR. So the GDSR calls for the mortgage, right? The monthly payments on the condo, that's the same thing as purchasing, right? That's the mortgage payment. It's per month. The heating cost is $167 per month. The annual property taxes are $43 annually, so we need to do something about that. We need to divide the $4,300 by 12, right? So that's $358.33. You get a mark for that. So 358.33, I meant to say, and the income is also needs to be divided. Okay, so 85,000 divided by 12, that is 7,083.33. I'll take back the one mark. This will be half, and this will also be half. So every time you have to divide by 12 will give you half a mark. And so this is 7,083.33 like that. And we normally put, did somebody get that? Oh, okay. Okay, so you add that up. 1980 plus 167 plus 358.33. The top comes up to be this. Okay, so I need you to clean that up like that, multiply it by 100. So if I see you setting this up with the correct values, right, you get a mark. So half and half for doing the division, a full mark for actually substituting in the correct values in the right place, and then you'll get another mark for the correct final answer. So when you divide this, you get 0.35, oh, I gotta multiply that by 100, sorry. 3536 as a percentage. So 3537 is my final answer there. So you get another mark for calculating and getting the correct final answer. It did ask as a percentage anyways, but even if it doesn't, if you state it as a percentage, you're still going to be fine. So that's why I always multiply by 100. Will the bank approve? The answer is no, right? Since his GDSR is above 32%, or is greater than 32%, or is more than, I don't care. You just mention the 32% to get the mark. If you didn't mention 32%, you don't get the mark. And I'm telling you guys, it's as even if this had been 32.01, you're above 32. Like for us, it's just clean cut like that. For a bank, I do think they're a little bit forgiving there, but for us, that's it. If someone's GDSR is too high, what can be done in order to lower the GDSR? So you can shop for a lower interest rate, lower rate. You can increase the income, but you have to say how. By co-signing or getting another job. But you could also say getting a job that pays better, something like that. That would definitely work. You can say lengthen term of mortgage. So take longer to pay off. How's that going to help you? It's going to bring down that $19.80 a month. It's going to bring it down. Okay, you have longer to pay. I didn't mention this, but put down a larger down payment. That actually also helps you. Larger down payment. I didn't mention that in your notes yesterday, but that is also a way to bring down your payment, right? If you put more down, your monthly payment is going to be lower. Any of those gets you the mark there. Okay, Josephine's gross annual income is 120,000. So if you're ever having that many zeros, like count from the end and just put a comma there to let you know that's 120,000. What's the maximum monthly amount she should be spending on housing? So first I will take this and divide it by 12. And so that's $10,000 per month is the income, okay? And what's the maximum? The maximum monthly housing, right, is simply taking the 10,000 and you multiply it by 0.32. So that's $3,200 is the maximum that should be spent on housing. And what's housing again for us? Mortgage payment, heating, property taxes. Even though we all know there's more to it. There's bills, Wi-Fi. Yeah, you gotta have the Wi-Fi. Can't do without Wi-Fi, right? All those things should actually be added, but they don't. The banks just use that. A triangle has sides that measure as follows. Calculate the measure of the largest angle. You could do this without sketching your triangle, folks. What's this? Side, 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 right? It's cosine law. So you could just go cosine of whatever angle letter you would like. The angle you're trying to find, right, is always across the side that's at the end here. And 5.1 is the longest side. And that's the angle we want to try to find. So the other two sides are squared and added. This one is subtracted. And then it's 2 times 2.4 times 3.5. If you didn't have this on your study sheet, you could use your formula sheet as well in the future. Okay. I usually have this done. It's a little faster. You get -8 and 16.8 like that. So I'll give you 1 mark for correct setup. And then we'll give you another mark for the correct final answer. So you've got to make sure you keep the negative. What does that mean again? Obtuse angle, an angle that's greater than 90. So you have this as a decimal. Okay, and then last but not least, angle A, cosine inverse of -0.476 something. And here you go. Make sure yours is set to degrees. Shift cos of my answer. That's 118.44 degrees. So another mark for all the work, including the final answer. So 2 marks in total. State one advantage of leasing rather than financing. What do we have? Smaller payments? What were you going to say? You have the latest safety features? Yeah, if you keep leasing. Yeah, latest safety features, lower payment. Lower maintenance. Yeah. And the list goes on. It's more fuel efficient in the long run because newer cars are more fuel efficient. So forth. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one, if you weren't sure how to mark this, you get 1 mark for getting into a monthly amount and 1 mark for getting, you're multiplying that by 32, by 0.32, I should say. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3, that gives you the 10 total. So just put your name and last name on there and add up everything. And once you're done adding everything up, just pass it forward and I'll collect it again.